loss, and that's exactly what is happening to Arsenal right now. They lost yesterday in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, so it means they are out of the competition. Manchester City, the defending champions, are through to the semi-finals. Arsenal losing 4-1 at home. Hope things will get better, but their next game is a London derby, and that will be in the Premier League against Chelsea, who themselves have suffered a blip, and they are just beginning to bounce back. Won a London derby against West Ham United a couple of days ago, and on Saturday they'll be playing against Arsenal. Arsenal will still be at home at the Emirates. Lionel Messi, this guy, of course, we have always known that he is an extraterrestrial. Yesterday, he scored his 644th goal for Barcelona. This means that he has now overtaken the greatest footballer to ever lace his boots, Edson Arantes do Nascimento. You know him as Pele. Pele scored 643 goals for Santos. Lionel Messi has now scored 644 goals for Barcelona. So he has overtaken Pele as being the player with the most goals for a single club. You know that all Lionel Messi's professional career, senior professional career, has been at Barcelona. So little wonder why he scored that many goals. But of course, there have been players who have stayed at one club longer than Lionel Messi, and they did not score anywhere close to the number of goals that he has scored. And you know that even before the end of the season, you just know that Lionel Messi is going to score more goals. What we should be thinking about now is if Lionel Messi will extend his stay at Barca. He's out of contract at the end of this season. Nobody can stop him if he wants to go. The only person that can stop Lionel Messi right now is La Puga Atomica himself, if he decides that he wants to remain at the camp now. So he was in action yesterday, scored one goal, hit the post, did some great stuff, but he now has that record. Please do not confuse it. I'm not saying he is the guy with the most goals in world football. No, even at the moment, he has not caught Pele on that score. There is also Joseph Dican and Cristiano Ronaldo. All of these guys have got more goals than Lionel Messi. But when you are talking about a single club, Lionel Messi is now the player in the history of football with the most goals at a single club, 644. Last time out, he equaled Pele's record, but now he has gone past him. Well, the other GOATs, if you are of this generation, you like arguing, is it Cristiano Ronaldo, is it Lionel Messi? He was also in action, Cristiano Ronaldo, but it was really, really disappointing for him and his club. They were thrashed 3-0 by Fiorentina. Got a red card to one of their players, and it was just a shocking display for them, and they were beaten, really not just beaten, they were humiliated 3-0 at home, which wasn't something that was pleasant at all. And we'll be giving you the results of all the matches that were played yesterday, and then we'll be looking at other sports. Got something from Anthony Joshua, the world heavyweight champion. He wants to unify that, as hopefully we'll hear what he has to say concerning that potential match with Tyson Fury. Good morning and welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KFM, Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. Egosa Agbekam, the sports maestro, joins me on the show this morning. Egosa, welcome. Let's begin at home and let's begin with Edo Queens. They will be in action later today at the Samuel Ogbomedia Stadium. They will be taking on Rivers Angels in the week 3 fixtures of the Nigerian Women Football League. Their media officer told us yesterday that they were ready and nothing will stop them. They are going to get all 3 points against Rivers Angels. But we reminded him that Rivers Angels are very good. They are the reigning champions. Yes, they drew one of their matches, but the last game we saw how good they were. I think they scored 6 goals in that encounter and conceded 2. But playing against the Queens, they are going to give them a much tougher fight than their last opponent.
Yeah, we expect Delta Queens to go out today and make
Rivers Angels.
Sorry. We expect the two Queens to go past Rivers Angels today to make it 3 out of 3. And given the fact that they've won their first 2, the confidence is high right now. And from what we heard yesterday from the media officer, the camp is really, really, bubbling, and the atmosphere is, kind of conducive for them to entertain Rivers Angels. Yes, Rivers Angels, they are good. I saw them driving into some of the winners yesterday, I was like, wow, these guys they are already in town. And Cynthia Ako and Cecilia Unko, these are some of the players that they've got in their armory, and they've got quality players, honestly. And Edwin Okon, a fantastic manager, also leading them to town. So it's not going to be easy for Edo Queens, but I know they can do something. Yes, with the fans supporting them, but my fear is that having the match at 6 p.m. where it will now get to end at 8 p.m. with the security issues in town, I hope if they can maintain at least 4 p.m. it will be better, because you have enough fans chanting for Edo Queens. Yes, it's good to play under the football there, but sometimes you have to look at the security of the people. But
well, maybe right now, especially with the issue of COVID, it is on the surge again. The second wave, a new variant of the COVID-19 virus is on. So maybe it shouldn't even be about the fans at the moment, because we are really in trouble with what is happening right now. Not just Nigeria, the whole world. In England, they've gone to even a tier 4, which didn't exist before. They just created it because of what is happening. Yesterday, the governor of Edo State, His Excellency Godwin Obaseki, he had a Zoom call with us, heads of media organizations, and then after that he spoke to heads of religious organizations too, and it was about the issues, what is happening right now with COVID. So maybe it shouldn't even be about fans coming to the stadium, to what. So at that 6 p.m., perhaps it's okay. It will reduce the number of fans who will come. And please, every fan, everybody who is going out, please wear your face mask. Please, wash your hands. Have your hand sanitizers. Please, COVID-19 is real. Unfortunately, the virus has mutated, and that's what we were saying at the beginning, that look, it could even get to a time where it's going to mutate. And since we've not even dealt properly with the first one, it has now mutated. And from what some of the experts are saying, even the vaccines that have been developed to fight the first variant of COVID-19 might not be effective against this one that has mutated. It's like when you have malaria, there are some, they now have some malaria strains that are resistant to some of the drugs that you were using before. So you have to upgrade on the drug. So it's basically now the same thing. So please, anybody telling you that COVID-19 is a scam, anybody telling you that it is not real, they just want to create an avenue to make money and all that, please don't listen to them. Take personal responsibility. It is your life that we're talking about. We have the festive, we're in the festive season, basically. Christmas is 2 days away. Then we have the New Year, and of course, people will travel, holidays. Of course, they can't really stop people from, going out, enjoying themselves. But please, you take personal responsibility. If I am talking to you and I'm close to you, you have the right to tell me, please, if you are not wearing your face masks, do not come close to me. It is your personal space. So if the person is not going to be responsible, you protect yourself and be responsible. So please, I want to beg you, this thing is real and it is killing people. So we've got to take it seriously. Let's get back to Edo Queens.
Yeah, for Edo Queens, like I said before, it's a must win for them if they are to prove that yes, they are title contenders. This is a big test for them, so they have to be very, very careful how they are going to approach this game. Yes, we may not see so many goals in that game, but the fact that they are good, when it comes to defense and also when it comes to attack, they're also good. We've seen that in their first 2 games, so it shows that they can build on that consistency. They can consolidate on their position at the top right now. So for me, all they need to do is just to be resolute at the back and with clinical at the front, because this is a big club, a club that has won Nigerian Women's Cup, but 7 times, and the championship a couple of times as well. So they are very, very experienced, and they produce fantastic players. One of them is the reigning African queen, talking about Asisat Oshoala, the likes of Uche Yukiria, Stella Mbatu, and Ngozi Ibere. So for me, they shouldn't be taken for granted. I know that it's not going to be easy for us. Okay. If he gets to win, this will just go on to boost confidence in camp. 3 out of 3 will be fantastic. Okay,
so these are the fixtures for week 3 of the Nigerian Women Football League, the only league that is currently on in the country. Well, we were told that the NPFL is going to start on the 27th. I hope it still does with this new guidelines that we are getting concerning COVID. Okay, so Edo Queens versus Rivers Angels. Bayelsa Queens will be taking on FC Robo Queens. That promises to be exciting. Conference Queens will be hosting Nasarawa Amazons. Amazons have been really poor. First 2 games at home, they lost both of them. Delta Queens, they've also been flying. They will take on Sunshine Queens, who will be the next opponent of Edo Queens. And then we have Abia Angels versus Dream Stars. Ladies, Dream Stars have been really poor. Ibom Angels will be taking on Royal Queens, the first victims of Edo Queens. We bashed them 4-1 the first day of this season. And then Oshun Babes will be taking on Pelican Stars. These are the fixtures for week 3. And look, the Nigerian Women's Football League are really serious. They have released all their fixtures. And I can tell you who Edo Queens will be playing next. It is going to be Sunshine Queens. They will be traveling away for this encounter in March day 4.
So that's planning, that's organization, that's how you do things. And when you have to get to the level where others are right now, you need to follow suit and do things the right way. Yes, just like in the English Premier League and other top leagues, where you have the fixtures from the beginning to the end, you have everything lined up because there is.
And after this, they will play Nasarawa Amazons.
So they know who their next 3 opponents are, and they know how to get some information about them, study their tips if they have any, then get some proper information about some of their players, then get your planning and see how you can execute your matches. It's really good that, yes, after one game, you know who your next opponent and the next one is, so you can start planning and getting to collect information about these clubs that you're going to be facing. It's not easy, but then I'm sure Edo Queens, with what they've got so far from the government and the hunger for success from the players, is going to be really fantastic for them this season, both home and abroad.
All right, let's go on this break. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk has all the nourishment of milk with 50% less fat. It is evaporated milk that contains high calcium, 7B vitamins, vitamin D3, phosphorus, and magnesium. It comes in 3-pack sizes, and the 60-gram pack is 50 naira only.
Hollandia Slim Evaporated Milk. All the nourishment of milk, 50% less fat.
Most people remember their wedding day for different reasons, like the ceremony, the vows, beauty of the event, the love that they shared with their spouse, the dance, the dress. But I remember mine for something else. I married a man from another tribe, and on my wedding day, my mother-in-law took the microphone and welcomed me in my own native language. Can you believe this amazing woman took language classes just to help me feel at home? For me, that was the best wedding gift because nothing spoke louder than that action.
Words are powerful, but even more powerful is when they are backed by action, which is why at Keystone Bank, we don't just say you're important. We show you how by providing you with simple and innovative banking technology that hits home. At Keystone Bank, experience customer dedication and innovation that goes beyond words. Keystone Bank, we grow together.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly. Spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
On the 12th day of Christmas, my Maggie can do this. 12 spicy suya, 11 rishi. 10 wraps of my mind, 9 for the road. 8 pizza from Kwabi, 7 pepper soups, 6 sizzling snails, 5 fried fish, 4 cocoa bars.
season. With Maggie, cook the difference.
Oga landlord, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Sonny.
I beg you. I hear say if I want open bank account, I go need NEPA bill, water bill, certificate of occupancy, CO4 of this year land, and 2 guarantors. So I beg enter house, help me bring the document them. Come make I go make photocopy.
Sonny, why you dey wahala yourself like this? When you fit open Hope Wallet with your phone number, Nana.
I fit open bank account as in Nana.
Now?
Yeah, and you sure say no be those ones where person go need ATM card to take activate them?
Sonny, you fit use your phone number do transaction sharp as you dey open Hope Wallet account from anywhere. No need to dey go queue under canopy for bank. No need for documents or say you dey fill any form. Just dial *569*9# on top this your phone now.
*569*9#, abi? Oga landlord, them send message o. Them say I welcome to Hope PS Bank.
Sonny, you don't get account with that oh.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Hope, succeed. Hope Bank always.
The ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land.
Arise, sons and daughters of the land. So, arise, Edo Queens, and make the people of Edo State proud today when you take on Rivers Angels at the Samuel Ogbomodia Stadium. And it is match day 3 of the Nigerian Women Football League. All right, still talking about football in Edo State, we can tell you that Amol is now set for the quarterfinal fixtures at the ongoing CMD Cup. On Thursday, the 24th of December, SMT Wheelers will take on Uniben Staff Team, and that match will be at 3 p.m. On Saturday, the 26th, we're going to have UBTH FC versus Merrymen Football Club. That match is going to be at 8 a.m. Then First Bank will be taking on the NBA, and that's at 10 a.m. While the last fixture will be NMA, that's the Nigerian Medical Association. They'll be taking on NNPC at 3 p.m. So there you have it, the quarterfinal appearance for this year's CMD Cup. All right, let's go to Europe now and look at what happened last night's different football competitions across the different countries. Well, we begin with the League Cup or the Carabao Cup, and it was Arsenal at home taking on Manchester City. This was a quarterfinal encounter, and Manchester City won that game 4-1. So Arsenal are out, Manchester City in the semi-finals.
Well, what's a disappointing way to cross out of the Carabao Cup, where they've not been in a good form. They've just been trying to get themselves together. But meeting a team like Manchester City, coached by the same person who was the boss of Mikel Arteta, who he understudied before making the move to join Arsenal. So it wasn't easy going to face Manchester City, whether it was at the Emirates or not, but I knew it was going to be a big test for him yesterday. So the pressure was still mounting, but I think they lacked ideas and also quality in that game yesterday. And you could tell, despite the fact that Gabriel Jesus is not at his best at the moment, he was still able to get a goal. Aguero is still looking for match fitness. So if these guys had been in top shape, I think it would have been a different ball game yesterday. But all the same, it showed, City showed that yes, they are better than Arsenal. And for Lacazette, was able to get the consolation. But for me, I think something needs to be done. If not, the Arsenal, their woes continue, and I don't know how they are going to bring back their game and see how they can start winning games. But let's see if Arteta will get more time. But yesterday, out of the Carabao Cup, they stand little or no chance before that game yesterday.
And Gabriel Martinelli, we know that in the absence of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is injured, they would have really counted on Martinelli, who himself is just returning from a long injury layoff. He played yesterday, was maybe the bright spot for them in that first half, had the assist for Lacazette to score the goal. And then they said he felt something in that first half, and maybe they didn't even want him to come on in the second half. But he insisted. He said he was feeling great and he's okay, so he wants to play. And he came out in the second half and continued playing. but somehow he felt uncomfortable and he had to be taken off. So there are now questions. People are asking questions. The senior players in the team and the more experienced personnel, whether they're the coaching staff or otherwise, why did they allow Gabriel Martinelli to come out and play in the second half, knowing that this young man is just coming back from a long-term injury layoff, and knowing footballers, even if they are dying, even if they have concussion, they want to play. Yeah. They hardly ever want to go out, except maybe they are disappointed in the game. They know that the game is gone and they just want to down tools. But most footballers that I know would want to continue playing, even if they are not feeling 100%. So why didn't the experienced heads at Arsenal prevail on him and not allow him get back? Now he might have aggravated that injury that he had previously. Yeah,
the best player yesterday for Arsenal, but then you're talking about the experienced players are not are standing on his way to come out in the second half. But then it's the footballer. Maybe he told them, okay, I have what it takes to carry on and I'll be fine. That's
what we're saying. Footballers will always say they are okay.
It is the medics that.
The coach who himself was a player, so he knows this thing. He knows that you might not be feeling 100% and you would want to continue. And unfortunately, doing that could aggravate the injury that you were carrying before. Knowing all of this and knowing that for now you don't even have your top striker in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I don't know whether you'll be fit enough for Chelsea. Why not insist that, okay, come out? I mean, losing in the Carabao Cup, a loss is a loss, and you don't want to do that. But looking at that game, they could have protected the young man instead of allowing him to come back.
Yeah, it's a big blow. It should have been just the game, 4-1 defeat, but now having to lose another player, lose a player who is just returning from injury, I think it's really bad. But the medics, the manager should have done something about it. He should have prevailed on the medics to ask him to step down so that somebody else can go in. It was nothing he was going to do yesterday after the game ended first half and the first half. But second half yesterday, it was the one-way traffic. So for me, I think this is a double blow for Arsenal. I just hope the young man comes back fast and also have to take part in some of the features that they have in this Christmas period. But notwithstanding, I hope that the medics will be able to work on him fast. But this is a lesson for Arteta. Maybe just gambled on the young man and say, okay, let me just allow him be and all that, because he was also a player. He knows how it is for someone to be sidelined by injury. So, but it has backfired, and I just hope he comes back fast. If not,
VAR wasn't in operation last night, and we saw a goal that if it were in the English Premier League or in any competition that they were using VAR, that goal would not have stood. The third goal, I think that Phil Foden scored for Manchester City. He was off, marginally off, but VAR will have told us clearly that he was off when they start drawing. In fact, they didn't even have to draw the lines. When you look at it at the replays, you just saw clearly that this guy was off. And those are the kind of things that I felt, okay, maybe even with VAR, those are the clear offsides that they should be looking at, not the one that they start drawing lines and you'll be saying, they'll tell you somebody's armpit is offside and his big toe, and for God's sake, I don't think that should be a problem. But the one we saw yesterday, Phil Foden was clearly offside. How the assistant referee means that, I don't know. But if we had VAR, they will have chalked that off for offside.
Yeah, it would have been an offside. That's the advantage. And sometimes when you have some technology working in some competitions and not working in some other competitions, yes, we know the referees, they are humans and they need to use their discretion. But sometimes this thing happens in a flash, and once it happens and you don't have the benefit of a replay, it's only when they go to the pitch side monitor, that's the only time they can have, okay, the benefit of watching the replay and okay, this is how things work. Then you could, change your decision and all that. But yesterday, the fourth official, or the linesman rather, should have been the one to spot that. I haven't missed the center referee. But sometimes you see the difference, little, just like the marginal lines you are talking about now. But sometimes you see the full body. Even if you are, you are coming from afar, you could spot it that this guy is offside. But sometimes the referee is having so many things to think about as the game is going, and the way the same way the match is moving fast, that's the same way the referee is running after them and all that. So not everything will spot. But I think for that to have stood, it was because of the fact that there was no VAR. But if there was VAR, it could have taken us back and proved that, okay, this is what has really happened. It was offside. But all the same, it was the advantage for Manchester City, and that gave them, made it a massive win for them. 4-1. Looking at the scoreline, come on, never expected this.
Okay. All right, let's remember that Arsenal beat Manchester City 2-0 in the semi-final of the FA Cup, which is a bigger competition, and maybe they thought, okay, yesterday they were going to have another win, but unfortunately for them, it didn't work out. So, Brentford shocked everybody by beating Newcastle United 1-0. So, Brentford are in the semi-final.
Fantastic one for them, historic, and if they go on to win the next game and get to the final, it will be used for them to play at Wembley. So for me, I think they've done well, honestly, especially with the championship last season. They missed qualification or rather promotion to the top flights by Whiskers, and they had done well in their last two games. They have been a different ball game now, but then I think they had another opportunity yesterday playing against Newcastle United. Well, one could say Steve Bruce's side, they are much more experienced when it comes to this kind of competitions than Brentford. But the Bees, they took the opportunities that came their way, and they were able to stomp the Magpies, and that was how they got their semi-final tickets. Well, fantastic for them. I think this is going to go a long way, really motivating the players to go for another win and get to play in the final. It is massive, and it is really important that you play in a cup final, whether you win it or not. But getting to the final shows that you are one of the best two in that competition. So that was a huge win for Brentford.
We've got 2 more games tonight, and after that, I will have the draw for the semi-final. So it will be Stoke City taking on Tottenham Hotspur, and Everton versus Manchester United.
Massive one at that. Everton, Manchester United, well, the Goodison Park, these guys are really good, and the fact that they are being managed by one of the best managers in the world, Carlos Ancelotti, gives them another added advantage. But Manchester United, with the form they are right now, third on the table, and looking at the title, trying to get on the title, and now they are also playing on that competition where they could also make champions if they are to put things right. Well, and it could go either way tonight, and whichever teams that the team that will go on to win this match, I think it will be well deserved. It all depends on who will take their chances. For Everton, they've got quality players. Aoni Iwobi has been given a new role, which he has been flourishing in that role, and we saw it against Arsenal. So for me, they are just going to this on that way, try to be consistent, and also get to win and get to advance in this tournament. Yes, it will be good for us to have another Nigeria winning the EFL Cup, which it will be.
Stoke City versus Tottenham, Nigeria interest there too. John Mikelobi,
yeah, another interest. Well, another tough match. It's also going that way, but Tottenham Hotspur, Jose Mourinho might take this, as a very important game, and say, okay, let's see if we can win this. If we are going to winning the Premier League.
And Jose Mourinho absolutely loves the EFL Cup. It was the first that he won when he came to England.
So he has won it a couple of times.
Yeah, also won it with Manchester United. Won it with Chelsea
and that's
3 times.
The title that Tottenham was for the last one, 2008, the same EFL Cup.
Yeah, against Chelsea.
So this time playing against Stoke City, well, it's still very, very much open, and the teams that are remaining right now, they are still with a pedigree. So whoever goes to go through tonight, then we'll see what happens next. But then it could go that way at the Goodison Park, but Stoke and Tottenham, I think Tottenham was for their favour to go through.
Okay, let's go to Spain and talk about this man, the extraterrestrial himself, La Puga Atomica, Lionel Messi. He scored again yesterday for Barcelona, and it was his 644th goal for that famous club. So he is now the player with the most goals for a single club in the history of football, in the entire history of football. And of course, the great names that have played the beautiful game. So for one player to be the guy with the most goals, it sells a lot. It used to be Edson Arantes do Nascimento Pelé, who played for Santos, I think for 17 years or so. 19 years. He got 643 goals for them. He still went to New York to play for New York Cosmos, I think. Yeah. But he scored 643 for Santos. And now Lionel Messi has got 644 goals for Barcelona.
In 15 seasons, that's huge, because he got his first goal in 2005, talking about Lionel Messi. Well, this guy, he has nothing to prove to anybody. That's the truth. He has seen it all. He has done everything possible, and even if he leaves Barcelona tomorrow, I don't think anybody will come out and say Messi was a Judas or he did this and that. He has given you guys everything you guys want, and I'm sure he's also happy that yes, he has set another record that it will take a striker to score like 40 goals every season for 15 years, or even more than 40 goals every season for 15 years to beat that record. So it's a landmark. It's going to be really, really difficult for anyone to break, especially playing for one single club. Come on, how many players these days will want to play for one particular club and end their career there? And what impact do they think they can have, like Lionel Messi? So people like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, these guys are just rare. And what he did yesterday was fantastic. And if you go on to live in his memory, even if he gets to live to work, because with the way it is, and I don't think that Messi will put pen to paper for contract extension. From January, he can start talking to clubs, and the next few weeks, I'm sure.
When Paris Saint-Germain are very interested.
Even Manchester City, these are money bags. They have what it takes to pay.
Manchester City has always been interested, but now we are hearing that Paris Saint-Germain, they are becoming increasingly confident that they will get Lionel Messi.
Yeah, maybe they are looking for a union with Neymar. The last time Neymar granted an interview and said he would like to play with Messi once again. So I knew that was going to be a bit difficult. Except Barcelona, maybe the incoming president might just, okay, let me go in for Neymar to come back to Barcelona. But with what has happened so far, I don't think Messi will stay at Barcelona. If he wants to have a union with Neymar, I think that would be at Paris Saint-Germain. But this season, he has done everything. Whichever way he ends this season, I think leaving Barcelona next season for another club is going to be massive. I think they should give him a standing ovation and give him a fantastic send-off, because what he has done for Barca, come on, I think he has done so well, and he deserves to be honored before leaving the club now.
So congratulations to Lionel Messi, the guy with the most goals for a single club in the history of football.
He saw Pedri giving that back in. That is how he normally plays. He just passed through two defenders, knowing full well that the pass is already on the way, and he just does the finishing, and that was how he got into the goal. Fantastic finish from Lionel Messi. He has done so well.
All right, let's look at the results of the other matches in the Spanish La Liga.
Okay, in the Spanish La Liga, there's few matches were played. Elche and Osasuna played at a 2-1 draw. Valencia at home were beaten by Sevilla. Real Sociedad at home lost to league leaders Atletico Madrid 2-0. SD Huesca and Levante played at a 1-0 draw. Then Villarreal also drew 1-1 with Athletic Bilbao. These were the matches that were played yesterday in the Spanish La Liga Center there.
Okay, from there we are going on this break. When we return, we will be looking at what happened, what the hell happened to Juventus in the Italian Serie A.
Can tell you a story where they sweet me for body. It they save me time. It ain't near my house, yeah. If you want deposit money, withdraw money, or open account, yeah. Even if your bank is far, no need to they waste your time, yeah. Go use EcoBank, Express Point. Now your corner bank, Express Point. It ain't near your house, Express Point. Iboku for everywhere.
If you want to open account, withdraw or send money, pay your bills, use EcoBank Express Point within near you.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Life isn't always perfect, oh, but we can still make it memorable. Hollandia, celebrate the season's goodness, oh, Hollandia, Hollandia,
Ho, 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 Hollandia. Share nourishing goodness this season.
Christmas time is tasty time with Mama all the way.
What a mouth-watering Christmas aroma. I'm Ufoma McDermott. I love that I get to share very special moments with my family and friends. You know, nothing connects us better than our hearts and our stomach. You too can create and enjoy tasty, nourishing meals with Mamador cooking oil, Mamador spread for bread, and Mamador seasoning cubes. Enjoy a deliciously nourishing Christmas with Mamador.
To service now, the glory of the new Edo nation will forever be our pride. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeats of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you.
Stars are singing over you, and the stars right here in the studio are singing over Edo Queens, and we are saying go out there and make the people of Edo proud. A bit Rivers Angels later today at the Samuel Ogbomudia Stadium. All right, guys, before we go on, let's give you listeners of this program some good news. You know, we like spoiling you guys, and so let's tell you, one of our very good friends and regular listeners, Pastor Destiny, has asked us in the spirit of the Yuletide to give you guys recharge card worth 7,000 naira. Okay, so from now till maybe Boxing Day, we will be giving out this recharge cards. It will be in the evening, you know, when you guys will call, will ask you questions as we usually do. So you get the answer, we send you a recharge card. I think we should make it 500 naira worth of recharge card, so that it will go to 14 people instead of 7 people if we do 1,000. You just send the money and said, look, you guys use your discretion, distribute it any way you like. So thank you very much, Pastor Destiny, and to all the listeners of KFM. You know, this is a station that informs, educates, entertains, and then we also, you get freebies when you listen to this station. All right, let's move on and go to Italy, and we'll be looking at the Italian Serie A. What the hell happened to Juventus last night? Just a couple of days ago, I was saying that they have been unbeaten in the Italian Serie A this season, but all that disappeared yesterday. Juan Cuadrado got sent off for a challenge very early in the game, in the 18th minute, and then everything just went pear-shaped. In fact, before the game, they were informed that 3-0 victory that they had over Napoli, you know, Napoli failed to turn up because of COVID restrictions. So they gave Juventus the win, 3 points and 3 goals. But it was taken away before that game. So they said that a court has overturned that. And so they got that bad news. And then later, it was further bad news for them on the pitch. They were beaten 3-0.
Disappointing results for Juventus, their first loss this season, but it was a woeful loss for them.
And it was at home.
Yeah,
against Fiorentina.
They did everything. Fiorentina, they've not won in their last 8 games. They've not won anything. And though they had an experienced player like Frank Ribery, who laid a fantastic pass for Vlahovic to open scoring yesterday, where when he did that ball past was just made. But Cristiano Ronaldo had a goal out for offside, but he tried all his best. But it was just so surprising that everything that they were doing was not giving them the result. And Cuadrado's early dismissal also affected them, you know, a kind of. So for me, I think it was just a poor outing for them yesterday. It would have been a chance for them to close the gap on AC Milan, but they just failed to take that chances. And now they are, I think, 4th or 5th on the table. And if Inter goes to draw their game today, Inter will go top, you know, for the now, pending when AC will.
They are 4th on the table.
Yes, so they're not 4th. So for me, I think that was a huge chance yesterday for missing out on that game. But then I think they've also tried this season. You win some, you lose some, but this was a game I never expected them to lose because of the poor form that Fiorentina they've been in before this game. Yes, the Fiorentina played as 15th spot. They were 15th on the table before the game, but now the confidence has been boosted because they went to the home of the champions and they won 3-0, which was really comfortable. So for me, I think it was used yesterday for Fiorentina. Pavel somebody who won the Ballon d'Or in 2003, the director of the Juventus, was watching that game yesterday, and he was like, wow, what's happening? But sometimes that's how it plays out in games. But then I think Juventus, they'll bounce back. Maybe their next game could be on Boxing Day. I'm sure they'll win the next.
Well, that wasn't the only game that was played in the Italian Serie A yesterday. Crotone took on Parma, and Crotone won that encounter 2-1.
Yeah, good one for Crotone. Now we have Simi Owako, popularly known as Simi, over there in Crotone. Though he was not on the score sheet yesterday, but I think the win was a massive one for them, beating Parma, a club where you have Giavino, and they've done better than Crotone this season. But for them to have taken that opportunity to win yesterday, though they are still in the relegation waters, talking about Crotone, they are 18th with just 9 points. That's why winning yesterday. So I think that will only go to boost their morale and see if they can win their next game, so they can come out of the relegation position. But yesterday, that was a big win for them over Parma. who at the moment are not also doing very well, 16th on the table, but great one for the whole team.
All right, so AC Milan are top with 31 points, followed by Inter Milan on 30 points. Napoli are third on 24 points. Then we've got Juventus fourth on 24 points. Okay, so this is the situation, the top clubs in the Italian Serie A at the moment. Okay, so that is what is going on. All right, I told you that I will be talking a bit about boxing, but before we do that, let's quickly go to the NBA. It has started. Yeah, there were 2 games yesterday, and it was exactly the way they started last time out. We know what happened. They eventually went on to win the NBA. Talking about LA Lakers. They played against LA Clippers, the same first game that they had last time out, and it wasn't a pleasant result for them. They were beaten by the LA Clippers, so they won that encounter. LeBron James played, by the way. He got 22 points in this, but it wasn't just good enough. LA Clippers beat LA Lakers 116 points to 109, and that was the night that LA Lakers got their rings. You know, once you emerge champion, the next season, at the start of the season, you get the diamond encrusted ring to show that you are an NBA champion. So it was a ring ceremony for them. Paul George was the top performer for LA Clippers. He got 33.6 rebounds and 3 assists, while Montreal Harrell was the best performer for LA Lakers, got 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. For LeBron James and his partner in crime,
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis got 18 points in that encounter, but as I said, LeBron James got 22 points, but it was just not good enough. They were beaten in their first game.
Yeah, the first and the third quarter for LA Clippers, they were dominant in those 2 quarters, and that was why they won the first quarter 39 to 19 points, then the third 33 to 24. But for LA Lakers, they tried in the second half, they won that 35 to 17, though they still won the fourth quarter 31 to 22. But I think LA Clippers, the lead that they had in the first and third quarter was just enough to see them through. Yes, it is the first game, and after the ring ceremony, right now, the die is cast and the season has started, and we are going to know who will emerge champions at the end of the season based on how they are going to turn out their performances in different games. But we know this was a derby, they share the same building, so you expect it to be tough, just like last season. But this doesn't mean that LA Clippers, they are going on to dominate and win the season. It's also possible that they do that because they've got Kawhi Leonard, who won the NBA with the Toronto Raptors before he moved to Clippers. So it's a matter of who takes their chances at the end of the day. Yes, we have other clubs who are also set right now, the likes of Milwaukee Bucks and others who are also looking forward to the title. But this was a big game yesterday. But the fact that they lost doesn't mean that they're not ready this season. I'm sure it was a wake-up call for Lakers. They know that, yes, they have to just build on this consistency last season that gave them the title if they are to maintain it. If not,
I think the LA Clippers have a way of beating them. When you look at the exchanges between them last night, I think LA Clippers had more wins than LA Lakers. LA Lakers also won, but I think LA Clippers shaded it. Okay, that wasn't the only game. We had the Golden State Warriors. We thought there will be a resurgence for them. They can still do it, but right now it is not happening. Golden State Warriors played against Brooklyn Nets, and it was the Nets who won 125 points to 99. And KD, who used to be with Golden State Warriors, now plays for Brooklyn Nets. Yes, he and Kyrie Irving, who used to be at Cleveland Cavaliers, and then they did great stuff and they won. Kyrie Irving was even the top performer for Brooklyn Nets, got 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Steph Curry did his best without his splash brother. He got 20 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, but it was not good enough. They were beaten by Brooklyn Nets, 125 points to 99.
Yeah, that's a huge win for Brooklyn Nets. And for Golden State Warriors, where the poor form last season continues, but I hope they're able to turn things around. If not, it's going to be difficult for them because this season is going to be more competitive than what we saw last season, because everyone They've all recruited. They've all had some players drafted into their squad to help boost the teams and all that. So for me, it will be better for Golden State to see how they can reenact that form that gave them the title a few years back. But if not, I think they are going to continue to struggle because some of the other clubs who went on to get quality players to boost their teams who also want to give their shots to see how it's going to end. But then, I think starting on a winning note is the most important thing in any competition.
There will be more matches today. Charlotte Hornets will be taking on Cleveland Cavaliers. New York Knicks will play against Indiana Pacers. Miami Heat versus Orlando Magic. Washington Wizards will be battling Philadelphia 76ers. Milwaukee Bucks versus Boston Celtics. New Orleans Pelicans will take on Toronto Raptors. Atlanta Hawks versus Chicago Bulls, and Oklahoma City Thunder will play against Houston Rockets. James Harden, he said he's not going anywhere, at least for now, so he will be with the Rockets. San Antonio Spurs taking on Memphis Grizzlies. Detroit Pistons versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Sacramento Kings will play against Denver Nuggets. Utah Jazz versus Portland Trailblazers, and Dallas Maverick versus Phoenix Suns. Okay, these are the fixtures for tonight in the NBA. All right, let's go to boxing now. Anthony Joshua says that his fight with Tyson Fury could be the biggest in boxing history. I know we've had so many great encounters, Thriller in Manila, Rumble in the Jungle, Floyd Mayweather Jr. taking on Manny Pacquiao, and so many other great fights in history. But Anthony Joshua feels that if this fight is made, and then he and Tyson Fury could be the biggest fight ever in the history of boxing. So courtesy of the BBC, let's listen to Anthony Joshua talk about this potential fight. The fight is not done just yet. It is not decided, but just in case, because everybody is looking forward to this. So let's hear what Anthony Joshua has to say about this.
I'm certain, I'm keen, I'm ready. We can do it back here in Finchley if we have to. Honestly, it is about Tyson Fury, but at the same time, it's not. It's about me challenging myself and getting my hands on that WBC belt because I want to be an undisputed heavyweight champion. That's legacy. And also, touching on this subject again, it brings the attention to boxing. And I think me and Tyson Fury, aside from the trash talk and the hype of the fight, we can do a great job of bringing the attention to boxing and saying, guys, look, this is the biggest fight in history, and we've come from a little community gym. Yeah. Give us some support, and who knows what the future can hold for the next generation.
Just how big an occasion will it be if this historic unification fight with Tyson Fury is able to be organised? I mean, how exciting a prospect is it for you sitting here now?
It means everything to me. I'm dealing with my mandatories one by one. There's a road to undisputed. Me and Tyson Fury shared the ring in this same gym I am in right now in 2010. We've got great history. He spoke highly of me. I speak highly of him. He's a great talent. And I feel like, especially in this current climate, right? You've got two of the best heavyweights in the world. For me and him, competitor, it's massive. But for the world, and for the world to now see the importance of grassroots boxing, it's bigger than me and him. It's the world's eyes on boxing. It's the government's eyes on boxing, especially in this time, to say, these kids have come through the grassroots, from the Olympic system to the professional ranks, to bring a boxing show that's going to be one of the biggest events in the UK since the World Cup. It's going to boost the economy, boost the morale of the people. Let's get behind boxing.
All right, that's Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua of Nigeria and the UK talking there. And he feels that if that fight with Tyson Fury is done, if they actually go on to fight, then it will be the biggest boxing fight in history.
Yeah, I agree with him, because at the moment they're the biggest boxers, and the two of them, they've got all the four belts. So for me, I think that is what we are going to be expecting. And if that happens, it will be the biggest fight until a much more bigger fight, comes around. Maybe that could take like 5 or 6, 7 years, we don't know. But until we see that, then we'll feel, okay, the one between himself and Tyson Fury is the biggest. They are both huge, they are both big, and they are both hungry for titles, and they've got fantastic records, you know. So for me, I think it's going to also help the economy and also ensure that, yes, things we have a unified champion, somebody with all the 4 belts. So for me, I think I agree with Anthony Joshua. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's our package for this morning. We'll see you in the evening on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. But before we leave, we have to blow the final whistle.
They didn't create much, but we didn't flee. We changed it half-time and put one more player in the position we needed, and we were much better. We are in the semi-finals, and that is important for us. Now it is Newcastle and Everton, just 2 days difference. But we have to see the draw we are going to play to reach the final 4 years in a row. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola speaking after leading his side to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup following a 4-1 win at Emirates last night. And that's the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
All right, that's our package. We'll see you at 4 p.m. on the fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. My name is Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Abracadabra. I've been doing this with Egosa Agbekan, the Sports Maestro. Stay tuned for KU News Update coming up at 9 a.m. Bye-bye. Good luck. Eloquence.
King of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers have labored and our time to service.
This thing we talk about what's more practical and comfortable in the business of elevator, escalator.